sometimes, you know, niggas need to take breaks, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you just gotta, like, out of a relationship, you should definitely take a break before getting into another relationship. You gotta treat it like it's a basketball game, you know what I'm saying? Because if you just played a full game, 48 minutes or whatever, how do you expect to have enough energy to, have for the next person? And I'm saying that now because obviously I didn't follow my own advice, because I was in one relationship, then I transitioned to another one semi quickly, and then things happen, and then it's moments like this that you take time to actually, you know, think back upon stuff, especially when you aren't on good terms or it's like rocky terms, and you just think and be like, think about the stuff and what you did wrong, and it's just like, oh, like I should have waited like a little bit of time before I committed to the next person. It doesn't mean I couldn't have talked to them, but maybe I shouldn't have rushed into another relationship, I should have taken my time to recuperate my energy or detox, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's unfair because I don't have that same energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially in my first relationship or whatever, I felt like, when it is your first relationship, you do try to keep it together as long as you possibly can. You try to fix things. No, you don't need to break up. Da 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 da. I'll do better. Da, and all of that stuff. And then, especially, I was in that relationship for like a year and a couple months, and then to get out of that to then go into another relationship, it's kind of like you kind of lose that part of yourself. Especially like in the first relationship, especially if you probably was more romantic or more effort and all of that stuff, it's not necessarily you lose it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like the energy is kind of gone. It's dissipated. You still have the hope. You're like, nah, yeah, I'll do it. But it's like, in reality, you got to be realistic. It's like, if you already was doing that, trying to keep something that was fading away for like, a year, it's kind of like what LeBron did in 2018. He took the Cavs all the way to the finals. He was trying to beat the Warriors. And then I think it was like 4 minutes or probably like 4 minutes, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, or maybe 3 minutes or something, like not double digits time left, but it was a good amount of time, and he just started dabbing up everybody, and then was ready to go because like ain't much he could do. Bro's throwing it off the backboard, alleying it to himself, dunking it in over JaVale McGee and all them niggas, and it's just like he did so much that even at a certain point it's like, nigga, I put everything I can, I did everything I possibly could. And it's like, what more do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's shame on me. That's egg on my face. Because it's like, I didn't take the proper time to recuperate the energy to be ready to endure the new endeavors of a new relationship and a new person and new experience. And that's also like me bleeding onto that person. Also hindering their experiencing or tainting their experience with me, because that's not the full me. It's like, it's half me. It's like half, halfway, half battery charge, like maybe even 15%. And it's like, it's not their fault, it's my fault, you know what I'm saying? I should have been more aware and more mature instead of just being like, oh, it's a new person, it's cool, the new phone itch or the new video game itch, like, oh shit, like I'm done with this game, or I just, got a little bit into the story, but oh shit, fucking Spider-Man 2 came out or GTA 6 came out, let me just stop playing fucking Wolverine or Tekken 6. Let me go play this new shit. And it's just like, it's kind of unfair, It's not allowing myself to fully learn that person. Therefore, them also not fully being able to learn me, or an incomplete version of me, or like a tainted version of me. Or not tainted, but like, like a watered down version of me. And it's just like, I kind of hate the fact that like I tend to think more when I have the space to, like on bad terms and stuff like that. And it's like, that's something I need to work on. But it's just like, it's also good to have these moments, because then, your brain goes into problem solving mode. And since this is an issue and a problem, it's kind of like, okay, this is how I'll change it. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I do get back on good terms with that person or whatever, so okay, maybe not rush back into that. Maybe take the time. If not, then it's like, take this downtime to then prepare for, well, in basketball terminology, because I watch basketball, the next season, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this season, not a dud, not bad, it's a learning experience. Like, okay, cool. if I do end up getting back with this person, it's like, okay, now I know, take things slow, allow myself to fully get back. It might take more time because it's like I'm recuperating energy or trying to get better from the last experience plus this other experience, which, you know, it's kind of like combined, you know what I'm saying? It's like kind of getting traded mid-season or like something like that. So it's like, it's learning. It's kind of like learning to get back into me, my old ways, you know, prior to first relationship, or that same energy that I brought in the first relationship. Because, you know, after that, I feel like, you know, especially in this generation, this day and age, I feel like, you know, I keep saying you know a lot, but I feel like we tend to like be easygoing or like quick to give up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool. One relationship or two relationships, I gave it my all, or like, you know, I did as much as I could, and after that, I'm not gonna do it again no more. And it's just like, that's not fair to the next person because they never got to experience you. So why are you hindering yourself because of one bad person? You know what I'm saying? Just because you have one bad season doesn't mean you like, fuck it, I'm no longer trying to go for championships. No, just every basketball player has a bad season. They get hurt or whatever. Doesn't mean they no longer trying to go to be a champion or like be all of famer. It's just, no, that was bad season. That's life. I had not a bad experience, but, you know, we had some rough times with the first relationship. But doesn't mean this one got to be just like this one. It's like, and it's up to me to dictate. And that means take the time to actually recuperate energy from this one so this one could be a better experience, you know? That's why it's called training camps. That's why it's watching film and all of that stuff, you know? Obviously, relationships is a little bit different, but you know what I mean. It's like, okay, remembering this is what I like, this is what I didn't. Taking notes, I think actually it's not that bad, you know, looking back on messages, remembering, because obviously, even with your first relationship, second, whatever, you know damn well there was not always 100% bad things. It's mixed. But in the end, if it didn't work out, which is, I guess, the end goal, which is, you know, being with that person forever, whether it's just dating them or married or whatever forever looks like for somebody. And obviously it didn't work out if you're with someone new. So you just take those notes, look back on messages or whatever, depending on how things ended with the first person or whatever. You could ask them. I don't mind asking someone, but oh shit, what did you like? What did you didn't like, so to say? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we are all biased and we only can see things from how we experience things or how we feel things. So it's like asking somebody else, it's not a bad thing. So, okay, cool. What did you like that I did? You know what I'm saying? Because you already know. So, okay, cool, you know. I didn't mind bringing this girl flowers. I didn't mind writing these things or doing these things. But what specifically else? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you listened or some shit, or, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you didn't pay attention as much as I would like you to. Okay, cool. You apologize or whatever, you try to right that wrong. If not, it's like, okay, cool. Now you know when you get this new one, it's like, okay, let me make sure I put the phone down, or I'm asking more engaging questions, or, you know, eye contact. I feel like that's something I definitely struggle with, as it probably conveys on these videos. But, you know, eye contact, or being, you know, fixing my tonality, making it seem like I'm more engaged or caring or whatever, trying to make it seem like I'm not nonchalant or, you know, like I give a fuck. And it's just like, these are the little things that could definitely help not only you, but the next person. But yeah, I'm just gonna hopefully this time actually take my own advice, and with this downtime that I have, while waiting to see what happens, take the time that I need to actually recuperate the energy, and also look back and do self-reflecting and making sure that I don't create the same mistakes. Because saying sorry is cool, but saying sorry without change is like crazy, you know what I'm saying? I think they say it's manipulation, or it's like, you know, it's fucked up. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, but you still do it. It's like eventually something's gonna break. It's either your word no longer gonna mean shit, or it's like, nigga, I'm just done hearing you say sorry. So it's like, ain't trying to get to that point, you know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to say sorry, it better be for something new, not the same thing. So it's like, I gotta take this time to self-reflect and really visualize what I want in terms of this relationship, you know what I'm saying? And then talking to the person and making sure we are on the same type of understanding as well as vision, you know what I'm saying? The vision is really the most important thing. But that's really all I have to say, you know what I'm saying? make sure you take the time for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes being selfish in a relationship isn't bad. Not necessarily saying like hog all the time for yourself, but like making sure you're working on yourself, because in turn, you working on yourself probably would also make the person you're with be like, oh, maybe there's some things I need to work on. Everybody has shit they need to work on. So it's like, okay, cool. You know, maybe he's getting more fitter. He's thinking about finances. Maybe I should look at that, because I feel like depending on who you surround yourself with, you start to kind of think or try to align yourself with that person more. So it's like more compatible. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily saying it all the time, you know, because just because you're around people, I don't know, that like, I don't know, play basketball or do drugs doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna do both. You could probably just play sports or be more active. Doesn't mean you have to pick up the drug part. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like one or two things you might pick up depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just take that time, really sit with it, or I need to sit with it, or you need to sit with it depending on your position or whatever, and then make sure you're good for the next person or get better for this person. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get better for this person. You know what I'm saying? AKA the new person from the first, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you enjoy my little TED talk or whatever this shit is, you know, make sure to follow and stuff like that. So I just be having these fucking thoughts. I just wish I had these thoughts more when I wasn't in, not trouble, but like, you know, had these, I guess, these moments, these down moments. But at least, I guess it's also cool because you get to self-reflect. You know what I'm saying? You get to look back like, damn, so when I was on bad terms or was unsure about my future with this person or unsure about this thing, this is how I was feeling. That's why I feel like this is. I feel like it's more like timestamps and moments, like diaries or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like a scrapbook. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, shit, I could look back upon it. People I know could look back upon it and say, oh shit, this is what you was feeling, this is what you was doing. It's like, yeah, nigga, get off that self-doubt. 2026, we're running it the fuck up. Make sure you going after what it is that you want, nigga or ma'am. Make sure you're not letting nobody get in your way. Who cares who likes it and don't like it? Make sure you're feeding the people who like it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about who's watching, even if you know these niggas, because at the end of the day, they might just be jealous. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, nigga, they not doing this. You know, they probably too scared. It's like, who wants to really sit in front of a camera in a room or just outside and just talk to yourself? Because at the end of the day, that's essentially what you're doing. You're just talking to yourself. And you do seem a little crazy. Even though technically you do the same shit when you have your AirPods and you're on the phone. But at least it's like, oh, I'm on the phone. But it's like, if someone walks past and they just see a fucking thing recording, it's like, is this nigga good? But it's like, you know, good. It's like, bro, God forbid a nigga's trying to do something out the norm. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's kind of different from acting, because acting, you kind of like, gotta act like you don't see the camera. With this, you engage with the camera, engage with the person you're talking to. And I think that's what makes it easier when you visualize you're talking to someone. You know, hey, whoever's watching. But yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. Man, treat people that you care about and love with the best version of yourself. I'm not gonna say treat people how you want to be treated, because sometimes people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't feel like not everybody's gonna treat you the same way that you treat them. Because not in a necessarily in a bad way, but it's like, you know, different people require different things. But I'm just saying, like, just try to give the best version of yourself that you possibly can. And if it's things that you know that you need to change, that you're willing to change for this person, obviously not like a 360, but maybe like 60 degree. I want to say a one, or maybe like a 180 or 60 degree. And it's like things that you know that you would want to change about yourself, then do it. There's no issue with that. But don't try to convert yourself to some you know, unrealistic expectation of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're funny, still be funny, but like, try to be mindful of your jokes when you're talking to the person. Try to be more thoughtful and listen more than you make the jokes. You know what I'm saying? Don't just listen to try to make jokes. 'Cause that's my issue. I like to crack jokes and stuff like that. I feel like sometimes I'm not listening, or like I yap way more than I probably actually need to listen. I need to probably definitely work on being a more active listener. That is definitely something I need to do. And not just relationships, but just human interactions. And I definitely think I need to work on the eye contact and be more engaged when someone's talking, because I feel like we as people sometimes have that issue where it's like, if we're not necessarily interested in what it is, I feel like, you know, we could kind of disengage. You know what I'm saying? It's like, still give that person respect, even if you don't agree with it or you don't care about it, but give them the respect. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like we already have that attitude, especially like if it's, you know, school, like, you know, shit like that. It's like I feel like you get that mentality very young, especially in school. It's like, oh, I don't even give a fuck what this nigga's talking about. Like, this nigga's talking about the same shit. Like, didn't we learn this shit last year? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like with parents, if they're like yapping or nagging, if you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just do it. So it's like kind of change that mentality as you get older and still give people that respect that to listen to them. But yeah, relationships are very interesting, especially as you get older. You know, relationships are very interesting, especially when you definitely get older, because it'll make you think. You know what I'm saying? Especially as you're maturing and shit like that. I'm 20, so it's like it's a little bit different than when I first started at like 18 or 19. So it's, yeah, so the first one I think I was like 18. It was like senior year of high school, so I think it was like 18, 19. And then next one was like when I was 19, about to be 20. Like a couple months from me being 20. So it's like, yeah. So I've been single for like most of my life, like 17 years, and then the transition into that, and then the transition into being in a relationship's cool. And that's also another thing too about life. When you first get something, it's harder to get something the first time than the second time. Like, no, for me, relationship took 17 years. Got it at 18. Boom. Next one, I was like 18, 19, because that was like the 1 year relationship. Then this one was like 19 to 20. Hasn't been a year yet, but it's like, see how quicker it was to get it the second time than the first time. So it's like same thing with this, you know. It might be a little bit of time before I really see super growth, but I hope I see something. But then let's say I want to venture into something else, it'll be easier because it's like I already built this. So it's like I think of life as like a rocket ship. It's like, you know, the rocket ship got to go up and you got to break through the different atmospheres. You know, just boom and you're in space. You go, you know, just, I don't know all the atmospheres, but you know, breaking through them, just the different layers, and then boom, nigga, you in space. And then like the re-entry back into fucking Earth, I think it might be easier. I'm not too sure. I don't know too much about space, but I think it's easier than the fucking ascension out of Earth. So it's like it's the same thing with life. It's like, oh shit, I want nobody, or like I'm trying to make videos. Boom, nothing really happening. Make 20 videos or something, 100 videos or something. Or I get 1,000 followers, subscribers, Twitch streams, whatever, or some shit. And then you just keep going. Or you know, I started playing basketball. I don't know how to dribble, don't know how to shoot. You know, just keep working at it, and then boom, you fucking making videos on playing basketball, or you're a pro NBA or overseas, or nigga, you're nice with the camera. I'm trying to get ill with this shit. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to get ill with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to move from just being on the phone to get on that computer, nigga. Because once I get that computer, oh my God, it's gonna be different, nigga. Right now, I'm just trapped on the phone, but niggas just trying to get that computer. Because once niggas get that computer, that Mac, it's over, nigga. It's over. I'm trying to get ill with that shit, bro. Because why not, nigga? I'm 20. I'm not locked down with no kid or nothing too crazy. Might as well go run this shit up. Might as fucking well. Nigga, might as well go have some fun, nigga. What the fuck? I'm trying to be like them niggas on Instagram, or just curate or create my own shit. That's really it. I feel like I got that shit. Like, honestly, but obviously I got to study that shit, but I feel like I got that. Nigga, because that's a self-belief. But yeah, anyways, have a great day. You know what I'm saying? And it fucking sucks that it's snowing here. But yeah, have a great day. Make sure to follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck. It don't, you know, it does matter, but it doesn't. But just engage with the shit, bro. I appreciate it.